Hey, my friends, I will be with you in a second. Friends. Sorry, I gotta get myself situated here. Get the music going. I don't see any. Let me know you here. I see 4 people are already here. Make sure you like the live as you come in, please, and thank you. This should not be a long live. Um, on YouTube. Here we go. Should not be. Hey, my friends. How's everybody doing? Y'all, I don't know why. Like I have so much going on. So we're going to be using my blue sewing machine today because my other one, I did get some new actual Juki bobbins, and even though I got some from the sewing store where I actually got my machine from, and I also had got some from Amazon. But the one from Amazon still is not working. Carol seems to think that it is my bobbin, so I did order them from, and they came in actually today. But I'm just like kind of on a crunch time with Angel's prom dress and everything, so I just switched over everything. Hey, I am good, and yourself? Latoya, how are you? Jet, wait a minute, girl, how you been? I just realized how who you are. Hey, Lisa. Or is it Alessa? Here we go again. Here we go. Y'all, when I tell you it's been a very busy, very, very, very busy. It's going to be a next busy couple of weeks because we got prom and graduation and there's so much stuff. And so I have just made me a whole bunch of different lists because when you think you're ready and then you realize that you somewhat ready, but I try to stay on top of things, but I ought to make sure everything is done. Um, but it is what it is. We're going to move forward. Yesterday was just like horrible, but today I was so determined. I said I want to do this live because actually next week I'm not going to be able to code live. I don't know why. It's like we're going to talk about it because even as moms, I'm talking about like slowing down or whatever. I literally have to remind myself each and every day, like Aisha, you are one person, and some things you just going to have to be able to. You're going to have to just like spread out. I be trying to get as much as I possibly can get done in a day. But child, like sometimes, doing stuff like that will have you worn out. You know what I mean? And I can't afford to be worn out or getting sick or anything like that. So I am still working on like it's like taking my time and hurrying up, but just spreading stuff out and realize I just keep saying everything is gonna work out, things will work out as they should. So try to relax myself. Hold on, y'all, because look, I was right in the middle of something, and I was right in the middle of posting Angel's last race. I don't know if y'all been following up on that, but I wanted to make sure that I gave her the spotlight because they just truly deserved it. And so instead of putting all of their races in one post, I have just been breaking it up and flooding the timelines because they deserve to be seen. And what a phenomenal job that they did. So yeah, that's that on that. And so I was like right in the middle of doing it. That's what got me so behind. Hey D, how are you? But for tonight, so hold on, let me just finish that off because here I am talking about multitasking, but I was like literally right in the middle of that. So when y'all see, I really appreciate y'all showing love. Like I do show her it. She still be like a little bit on the shy side, but she still be so happy, like to see. her internet aunties and uncles like to be cheering her on. It really does mean a lot. So I do really appreciate that. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that it was right. So I really do appreciate all of that. I'll do the YouTube one later. Sorry, y'all. All right, so now that's done. Thank you. Thank you so much. So it's so funny because I put it in my stories like my phone literally ran. I have so much on my phone. Like when they were doing the 4x4, when they were on the second leg, my phone just was like, pew, girl, you were out of storage. Like you've been doing the most. Okay. And I'm like, no. So I had to go run and grab somebody else's phone. And I got it just in enough time for as the third leg was getting ready to pass off to Angel. So that's how the video starts. Like, but anyway, and I'm glad I captured that because it was just phenomenal. You just gotta watch it and see. It was just such a phenomenal moment. Um and that is the only silver that they got. But if you see, once you see, like it was such a close race. But unfortunately for relays, it takes four people. So, but my girl, my baby did her thing. 400s is not her strong suit at all. Cannot stand them. And I'm like, girl, we just want you to break a 60. Like, just please. And the girl ran 57. So super, super proud of her. But anyway, for tonight, um, so what I wanted to do, what I was going to be getting more into, because it's really my jam and what I love to do is really show like kind of behind the scenes of me hacking. And it's kind of funny because it's coming like a full circle moment. Like when I didn't have the words to verbally be able to say when I was going through stuff, I would sew. And so I will always hack a pattern and kind of let the stitching do the talking for me. You know what I mean? So that's how I really got into hacking. And I was like, wow, I've been super emotional like over the last week or so. I don't know, like what that's all about, but it's like from Mother's Day on, I just was doing a lot of reflecting. And moms on here, you already have done this several times before, but it's like this is my last child that's actually going to be graduating. And it's like I'm getting a portion of my life back. Okay. And then also mention it's like, wow, I've been kind of nurturing and school. We got track, we got this for so long. It's like I don't know what it's going to be like. You know what I mean? I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's like a bittersweet moment because all I know is track. I got this, I got that, so much that it is like really reality is like, girl, like, what do people been asking me, like, what you gonna be doing? And this, I'm like, I don't know. But you know what I mean? It's just like, but it's like a graduation for me as well because, as a mom and I don't speak as much about it as I should and that I want to, but I just want to make sure that I'm speaking to by people, the right people, when I talk about that. It's not to like a pity thing of like being a single mom, but yo, I did this, like four kids, getting through this, and she's my last, and I am proud of her, and I am proud of me. And yeah, so and I'm going to be talking. I'm like, whoever don't want to hear it, whatever, just exit out. You know what I'm saying? But I really am. And it's just been an emotional time. It has been an emotional time for me. So, and I don't really do well with that, with the emotional side of things, but I am doing better with it. And so on tonight, where is the pattern? Like, I don't know if you guys saw, I did post about it, but I've been talking about getting more into doing hacks. And I know about, if I know my friends, like I know my friends, we got a lot of patterns that probably be sitting. I know I have a lot of patterns that I've bought, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this with, and then time goes on, and I'm like, what did I buy this for? Like, I don't even really like this. And so it's just like how we clear out our closets when we transition into other things. That's how I feel about patterns. But I also too is like, well, I pay my money. Like, what can I make out of this? How can I what can I use this for? Opposed to, it's not like with clothes, you may give them away or donate or whatever. I know there's times we can do pattern swaps and stuff like that. But it's like this last move really showed me like, girl, you got, as far as sewing stuff, I have a lot of stuff. And so I want to be able to use my stuff because a lot of my patterns I done probably done cut up some way, shape, or form. Some patterns I had several different patterns, several of the same pattern because I be hacking. So I got like a good 5 or 6 of a lot of patterns, like just just a lot of them, just to be playing around. But for tonight, we're going to be working on this pattern right here. I'm going to. Oh my God, it's such a mess in here. I'm gonna bring the pattern pieces over here so I can actually show you what the pieces look like. Because this is the pattern that I use to create what I like to call the snatch top. And when I saw it on TikTok, like it was like back in, I don't know, like the beginning of March when I first saw it, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is so cute and it's different." And then I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna just make this myself because I didn't want it in white." And I'm like, black would be, but I'm not really a heavy. Y'all know I'm not a heavy black person. Like cut is color. I like color and I like different things. So I was like, girl, just make your own. And so I said, well, I'll probably wear, because of course it was the wintertime at that point. So it wasn't no big deal. I said, so when it gets closer to the summer, hey, Sabs, how are you, friend? When it gets closer to the spring and getting, hotter outside, I will go ahead and tap into it. And so here we are. But, so if you didn't get a chance to see it, I will show you. If you didn't get a chance to see the post, this was actually, let me try to bring it back because I'm working with a small amount of space over here. I got so much stuff. So this is the top. Now, y'all know I love to mess around with um prints and mixed prints or whatever. So originally I had another print that I was going to use and I thought it would be real bomb together. And then I was like, but once I put them together, it wasn't giving me that feel that I was expecting. And so I said, no, let me play around with other stuff. So this is one thing, like I want to say, this is what I do. If you really want to get more into it, I know some people are like, how do you do that? Like, I just can't see stuff like that. Well, I didn't always see things either. I just decided I would just put fabrics together and see how did they make me feel. If I'm like, sometimes you really have to put things actually, like I would literally like mash, like twirl them together and see like, do I like the vibe of it? This I liked because it was given two different things. I wanted something like a little bit more fancier. I actually, when I was out Saturday, I saw a girl who actually had, I guess she probably got it from TikTok or whatever, actually had the top on. So I was able to see it actually in, live and in person, like to kind of see the kind of material they use or whatever. And yeah, it's like basic knit kind of material. But what I will say with it, depending on your body structure, what I would think would be determine rather what type of knit you want to use as far as jersey knit or a ponte knit, something like that. But I said I wanted to have one like a little bit more dressier because I thought it would be dope in a little dressier type of fabric, and it did. So I only accented it with this fabric right here because I only had a little bit of it, but I loved it so much. This was from a client like some years ago, and I just was like, oh my God. So I finally was able, and that had to be like 8, 9 years ago. So I finally was able to use a little piece for me because I held on to what was left of it. And here we go, all these years later, and I was able to use the remnant to put me a little block here to be able to do this. And as you all know, that it ties and wraps in the back. So let's go over a little bit about the pattern. So I showed y'all the pattern, but what I did with the pattern pieces, because it wasn't a lot. Now you may ask, well, like, how did you get that from that? How did I wind up using this pattern to do it opposed to using, because I have this other pattern too that you would think that would make more sense to be able to use like this one. And I first started with that and then I was like, I don't like it. Like it wasn't, this is for one, is for a woven anyway, but only two, because it doesn't, like the other pattern already gives you the cap sleeve. Like if you look at it, so you can get them, it already gives you like the cap sleeve, right? It already gives you the feel of like a t-shirt. So it's already giving you the main parts of what it needs to give in order to create this. So that's why I liked it. Now, of course, because it's meant to be, so you see how it's kind of like fits her or whatever. So you could kind of get a feel of how it is. So I cut a small, because of course, I didn't want it to be drowning on me. You said you need a one-on-one lesson. Hey, Shamir, I thought are you away or that was old pictures? But hey, I did thank y'all so much for being here. I so what I did, so with the pattern here, right? I moved up this sleeve because I didn't need this big of a sleeve. Otherwise, all this will be out. Okay. I already got diesel arms anyway. So it probably wouldn't be that bad for me, but it was bad. So I was like, no, I don't want all this out. Okay, because again, this is for that drop sleeve. So the point of it is to be baggy, but we don't want all that. So all I did was just close this up some and added some more inches down here, right? Now we know shirt is supposed to be cut on the fold, but we're not going to cut it on the fold because we need this split down the middle. So I just will cut two of these, and I marked here on the pattern of where I wanted my opening to be because you already know I have a long torso. Okay, we already know I got a long torso and working on this big back. All right, so that's all I did for this piece to get me what you know what I mean, to get me what I need. Easy peasy, right? So then for the back piece, again, I just folded it up to where I personally wanted it to go. Put me a little, because I was only using half an inch seam allowance. Did the same. Make sure you do as I did for the front piece, I did for the back. We did cut this one on a fold because we don't need two pieces for that, unless you want to do a whole full color block. And of course, your girl wanted to do all of that, but I didn't have the time, the capacity to do. So, I can always make another one and do that again and have it all completely blocked out. But since I did the first one showing you like a print block, then I said this one I'm gonna do in solid because your girl, I still had some more of this blue fabric that did me dirty before on my live, and so now I was going to showcase again. So you guys remember this fabric that I had that had kind of like that sheen overlay to it. So I had some more of this, and I had enough of it to be able to do the top. So now I'm going to be doing the top. Oh, you in Mexico? Okay. Oh, thank you for still tapping in while you away, friend. I really appreciate that. So, yeah. So that's all I did for this pattern. For the back piece is just to add my little seam allowance. Folded it up to where I wanted to stop at my back, and then make sure, because I have this one bottom roll, so it had to cover that part. Okay, because when we making stuff for ourselves, we got to make sure we covering the stuff that we want to be covered. Did the same thing about adding the seam allowance. Adding a little bit more here to bring that up because we didn't need it to be that big, and boom, we're done. I don't need to create a neckband because the pattern already has a neckband, so that part is done. The only thing I needed to do at this point was create my straps. So what I did was I just decided how long I wanted them to be, put some paper together, decided how long I wanted. You can't see my writing on there, but I think this is like an inch wide. And so what I did, because I was trying to save a little bit of time because I'm using my other machine and I don't know how this is going to all work out. So what I did was a quarter and a quarter and then bend it over. So now it gives me my half. Now you can do the pull, the jimmy joint. I can't never, it don't be working for me. So if you can do the turner to pull your strings, you pull them through, please go ahead and do that. But until I can get it, like it's so iffy with me sometimes. Hi, thank you. Okay, London, UK, appreciate you for being here. We love a little international moment. Thank you. I did about 20 inches. Did I write on here how long? I think I did 20 inches. I don't know. Roughly about 20, yeah, about 20, 21 inches long because depending on how I wanted to tie it or whatever. And then so once you fold in a quarter on one side, a quarter on the other side, and fold it in half, this is what you would get. And then I was I wanted to sew these down ahead of time just in case, because I don't know this machine, but that's how we're going to do that part. And I think that was pretty much it for this one. But when it come into hacking, that's what I do. I can look at a pattern and be like, I can recreate this from this pattern. And I don't know if it's a, just purely on gift, or like when I said, when I love hacking, I've always loved to create something and make it my own. So hacking, especially with sewing, that's the best way route to go, because if everybody bought the same pattern and everybody sold it like kind of the same way, it would be the same thing, right? So I just always like wanted to have something different. I feel like I'm creative enough to be able to make something different. So, that was always my thing. And then I actually got into it and actually loved doing it. And so I really want to showcase more of that going forward. I'm not going to say like every live is going to be like a hacking moment, but it's definitely going to be more hacking. I kind of got away for it when life be life and child, I kind of got away from it, but now I'm coming back into it, because actually, let me say these for last. Then I'm gonna say this for last, since I already got the machine set up for the zigzag. And again, I'm messing around with this my other machine that I don't really use that much. So we're gonna do that part first. We're gonna do the sewing of the top first, and then I'll come back and save the straps for last, since I have to have more, like more focus in doing that. So yeah, so is anybody, well, we know Shamir is in Mexico, but is anybody else sewing? Anybody getting ready for anything? Anybody doing anything? While I get ready for this part of it. Any questions? Anybody have any questions? I think with this, because I don't I know what I'm doing with this, so it's not like I gotta look up and follow instructions and all that kind of stuff. I can be able to chat like a little bit more. But I would encourage, all of my sewing friends is the try stuff. Everything is not going to always work out, but majority of it will. The more you practice it, the better you'll get at it. That's really the best advice I can give you in regards to that. Because, but you got to be willing to also try though. Because everything that I thought that I would think like, oh, that's going to be fine. I mean, look, y'all saw some of these lives. I'd be like, this did not work out, and it happens. But um, it's like I love to just be able to create something that you know what I mean, that's one of a kind that I know ain't nobody else is where. I mean, 'cause we all love that, especially as sewers. We all love that. So let me, oh, that is the wrong presser foot. I never moved the other presser foot out the way. Father God. I didn't even turn the music on, y'all. That's how I like busy. Because once I'm done with this live, I'm going back to Angel. You can kind of see it, and back there, that's the skirt portion. I've been working on her dress, and now that she's going to States, and I don't even know why I was saying that I was not going. Like clearly I had a lot on my mind. So I was like, I'm just going to be here sewing up her dress and this, but I'm like, how am I going to miss this moment? So that takes 3 days away, from me. But I said it's okay. It's all going to work out. Um, and everything will get done as it should. So hey D, like everything will work out as it should. So though I love a good something really cute that you could be out here styling and profiling. It doesn't look like you just did it in 10 minutes, but you really did it in 10. Well, not 10 minutes, but a good hour or so. Like those are the kind of we too busy. So those are the kind of makes I personally enjoy, because I don't be having a lot of time. Hopefully, in the summertime, I'll be having me a little bit more time, kinda, because I do plan to be outside. I be saying that, y'all, but who? Well, no, I really do plan to be outside this summer. I'm not even gonna lie. Not even gonna hold you on that one. I really do, because I just have so much to celebrate. Like it's just so many triumphs that needs to be celebrated. And a lot of times I'm the person that just usually be like, it's okay, just sit back. But no, 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 no. I gave my own self permission to show up, show out, do my thing, however I want to do it. Like when they be like, shine the light on, I'm shining the light on my damn self. Okay, that's what we'll be doing. That's the energy that I'm giving this summer. Okay, okay. So I am going to press this out. So it just got the front piece on, but I am going to press it out. Uh, I guess I can do. You know what? Because this is not when I say this is not going to take long, so I don't really. I mean, of course, I'm not going to like drag this out either. Girl, don't be doing that. But what I will do, I can take the time and just go through these steps because it's really is a really easy, simple sew, and I will be doing my finishing on my cover stitch. I didn't switch out the threads though. But again, I don't think this is not going to take us long. So I did use a cover stitch. So let me just show you, just in case I don't get to it on this project. Y'all know I'm big on cover. So if you have a cover stitch machine, please use it. Oh, nice. Thank you, Jana. Thank you so much. Hi, wonderful. Mixed by Danielle. Oh, I was like, I had to really read that. So I'm a cover stitch girl. So any possible way to use a cover stitch, I'm going to. This was a perfect make to put on your cover stitch machine because, like, I don't know about you, but I don't care for like doing bindings. All that stuff is great, like for certain things. But if I don't have to do it, I'm not. So I use my cover stitch, to finish off all of these. Even with this one, I use my cover stitch to finish this off. And again, you see it gets a nice, beautiful finish that, yeah, it saves you a whole lot of time. I also used it for the armhole as well. So if you have a cover stitch machine, please, ma'am, please, sir, if I have any sirs in here, please get it out because it saves so much time, like so much time. And I'm always gonna be team cover stitch. Always, always, always. Some things may be better, especially when it comes to knits. If you are a knit person, you love to use knits or stretch fabrics, cover stitch. It's gonna be one of your best friends. All right, so I'm just gonna press the seam out because we have time. Like, why not? And then I'm gonna attach the back piece to it at the shoulders and on the side. Um, Also, so if you get really, for the top stitch, the cover stitch is great. Like, you could actually do something like this and funk it out with using a cover stitch for like top stitching too. I think that would be really dope to be having around here. Also gives it a little bit more. Top stitching is always like top tier when it's done correctly because it also can take a fabulous outfit and just, if your top stitch is not too good. So before you want to get into, should I top stitch? Am I going top stitch? Just definitely take the time with the handling of the top stitching because it can make, in my opinion, I'm saying it can make and break your look. Where is mine? Oh, here we go. My other hand. My clapper, because I have three different sizes. Um, Clapper. So yeah. And so now, we have our front piece. Okay, phone. Our front piece is now together. Um, and now we're gonna go ahead and attach the back piece. You said I covered mine back up last year. What you mean you covered it back up? You mean you brought it back out or you put it back away? Toya, like, I'm not understanding. Are you saying you brought it back out or you put it back up? But you still love knits even though you don't use it, or like what are you saying? You said you need to get one. D, if you love me, you definitely need to get one. Hi, MOPs. Like, I when I tell you, it's like one of the best things. Okay, so I do need to get my cover stitch because I'm trying to remember like how I wrote down too. So also another thing, an important thing when you do hacks, and especially if it's something that you know that you're going to be doing a lot, write down your steps just like how you would a pattern. You know what I mean? So write down your steps of like, okay, I did this first or I did that. Because sometimes when you're doing your hacks and you going off of like how you want to do it, you may forget. Like I was just getting ready to forget. Like I actually need to put my cover stitch on because what I did for this one before I did attach it, I did the hem of I used my cover stitch to do the hem of my back piece before I actually attached it to my sides. Then again, like when I was making it the first time, I'm like, oh, how I want to do it. So make sure that's also another thing that you want to keep in mind to do as well, because yeah, you want to be able to remember like your steps, and it, you can get done in a decent amount of time. So before we go over to the cover stitch, because I still have to um change out the threads for that. I'm gonna just go ahead and do the neckband. Just go ahead and prep the neckband since we're right here, and then I can go over to my cover stitch. Y'all, I didn't even eat today. Like I feel like I'm wondering, like, why am I feeling like jittery or jumpy? And it's because, girl, you ain't eat. Hey, Diane, like I didn't eat. I've been at this machine running around. I had to track down you the postal service. Well, my package, they told me that my package was delivered, and I go to my mailbox, it was not in there. I called the company where I got it from, and of course they're gonna tell me why I needed to go ahead and check with the post office, which I'm saying here like, but either way, if they don't give you my thing, you still need to like what you want to do about it. You know what I mean? Like, oh my goodness. And so I luckily my post office is not far from me, and it's a smaller post office. So they know me when I go in there. Very nice people. I let them know. They got in contact with the supervisor, got in contact with whoever was delivering my because it'd be different people that be coming over here. So the mailman called my phone personally, was like, is this Aisha? I'm like, it is. Who am I speaking to? To whom am I speaking to? And it was the postman. Hey, hey, I said, hey, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. And they gave me my he said, I have your package. I'm out here baking, waiting for like it was really hot today, but I was right at my car too. I was talking to my mom on the phone, so it was like perfect timing because I was right out there. And so he just hand delivered me my things, my package. So I am going to check with these new bobbins that I have and see if that will fix my issue, and then we shall see. All right, so I'm just going to put a few pins around here. You said you need to pull it back. Yes, pull it back out, friend. Because now every time I see you pop up, rather here, TikTok, I'm going to ask you, did you pull it out? I'm going to ask you, did you pull it out? Because it's phenomenal for knits. Like I don't see how nobody do not use it when they using knits. Like I can't even fathom not using my cover stitch machine unless it's like a project where you absolutely just like you can't really use it. But I don't even know too many projects where you actually cannot use your cover stitch for knits. So yeah, I don't know about that. But ooh, y'all, I need to eat something. I do not, and it's gonna be too late. I'm not gonna want to. Um, so again, I just put a few in there. You can baste it if you want. It's a very small space, so I don't think it's that serious, but you definitely can. Now, because the seam is in the back, I always make sure that I'm lining it up to the middle of the back doesn't have a seam, but just still putting it in the back because it's the back of the shirt. But that would be done the same way anyway, because I still kept all the notches. I still did everything. All I Well, let me just say this: I kept the notches that I felt that was like necessary for the project. I didn't need all of them because I wasn't doing a whole entire shirt. You said you got booted off. Booted off of what? Here? On YouTube? See, you need to hit him. Yeah, I actually hold on, I'm about to take y'all over here to maybe I'll put y'all up here and bring y'all down something. I ain't gotta move. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I have so many tripods, it's ridiculous. But I don't need y'all to be seeing all of my mess because I do have a lot of it, okay? I have a lot. But um let me move some of this stuff out the way. But I mean that's what happens with sewing in real time. I have a lot of angels stuff that I'm doing. I don't need all of that. I can move this over here. Get my Pringles out the way. All this extra fabric to put down here. I guess we could leave that. We put turn this a little bit so we could have a little bit more light. Oh, okay. So here we go. So now y'all can see my cover stitch machine. Oh, really? I don't know what's been going on with YouTube with last week I had to get off when I was on with Tigery because of with the echo situation. So yeah, I'm not sure. And I updated all of my stuff. So I don't know. You would think everything should be good, but who knows, child? I guess technology goes through its phases too, child. But, all right. So I am going to now. I have a Janome cover stitch machine, and and yeah. So I've had this for a long time. So this is probably like an older version, but I still like it. So it works well for me. Don't have any issues. Never had an issue with it. My only issue, but it's not necessarily this. It's just with cover stitches that they don't have any like lock stitch or back stitch or something when it comes to. It's kind of like you got to finish it off your own way. That's the only downfall that I don't particularly care for. But it never has held up a project or nothing ever unraveled or anything like that. So it's still really good. Um, I still think it's a great machine to have, especially if you like to work with a lot of knits. Just period. It was one of the best investments I did. Come on, let's get up in there. There we go. And now let's get it through. You know what? I'm gonna grab me a protein bar. At least I can do that. Or these protein chips. Maybe I should do that instead. Child. I'm like, please don't act up in front of company. Please. Wait, are these the same? I think they are, but let's use all of these. All right. So anybody have plans for the holiday? Memorial Day is coming up. Y'all, I had plans. I was like, for my little break, wow, Angel was going to be away because I just knew that I wasn't going. And I was going to be sewing up her dress. And I said, you know what, Saturday it's a white party at the casino. And so while I was still trying to figure out all what I was doing with Angel's dress, hi Yvonne, I was like, oh, it's a white party. I'm gonna go to that. And I had started on working on this white skirt, and I was inspired by one of the skirts from Akira. Do y'all like Akira? It's like people have mixed reviews about their stuff, but I actually like their stuff. I really do. But a lot of this, but the stuff that I do like is more of a thing for me of like I can make it myself or make a rendition of it. And so it was a skirt on there that I really liked. Um, they wanted I think like $90 for it. I personally don't feel like it was worth $90 to me, but also too it's because I knew I could just make it myself. So. Because if it was literally like $30, maybe even 40, I would have got it. But nope, not for 90. I think it was either like 90 or 100. It was something close to a price that I just was like, I no. Y'all know, like y'all had those things was like, oh, this is cute, but then you see the price, you be like, oh, well, it's not that cute. Like I can make it myself. It was just like one of those type moments. You said so tight. You know what? What I'll do, and you'll see me do it. Like I run mine off. Like so, when I cover stitch, when I start, I kind of keep it in place for a minute to kind of just have those stitches. This thing is really like to kind of have the stitches like in place to kind of lock it in, and then when I'm finished with it, I let it run off, and then I tie them. Because a lot of the times those old stitches they're going to get covered up. I promise y'all, it doesn't take me this long to thread my to thread my cover stitch machine. But yeah, if it's too tight, what are you doing? Are you holding it there, or are you trying to back stitch? Like, are you trying to like back stitch it yourself? Like, kind of pull it back some, so it's like giving you the effect of like a back stitch, and that's what's making it like tense up and tighten up. Cause yeah, I don't do that. Because I don't want to be messing up my stitches. But like I said, sometimes some are better than others. Sometimes it works perfectly, and other times I'd be like, really? Because even when I had to tie it off, like even sometimes tying it off, like it pulls some of my cover stitch out. But again, it's always I make sure that it's in the seam allowance part, so my other stitching will kind of catch all of that. So it's kind of like a backup for the backup. But yeah. So this thing really want to. I said it could be two in my darn hand, like shaking. I'm like one of the. Oh my gosh! I actually thought that one was in there. Oh my goodness! This thing is really embarrassing me on this live here. Like, we do got the one, so let's pull that one. Okay, so now we got that one. Let's try again on this other one. Oh, let's see where. I need to check my threads too to see how long I've had. Cause do y'all be throwing y'all threads? Like I don't even know. Some threads I did eventually start throwing out, but yeah, I really didn't know they had like an expiration date. Like I mean, in a sense, it would make sense for it to have, but I feel like I could be able to use it as long as I have it, right? But yeah, no. Some things be like withering up. Okay. Finally, now let me get a scrap piece somewhere to make sure. My throat itching. All right. So I'm gonna get a little scrap piece, run it through, make sure it's good, and then we will be rocking and rolling. So let's see. See how it looks. See when I just going. So you see how I kind of moved over to the side. So, oh no, it did not. Oh, you gotta try that again. Cause I called myself getting ready to show you something, but it didn't. So let's try this again. There we go. Okay. Get some old other stitches out of here so you can kind of see. All right, so no, run it off. I always run mine off. Yeah, like you would a surgery. I don't just stop because you need those extra stitches to be able for it to lock in. That was the best way that I had figured out how to do it. So you can see the double stitching there, and then you can kind of see what the stitches look like. Don't mind this part down here. This is where I started originally, and it wasn't connecting. So you get to see what it looks like on the back. So we're good to go. Now we can go ahead and start the cover stitch for that piece. Is this the back piece? Okay. So journey now again, I'm just folding it under just enough for the cover stitch. And I think now for me, I don't like put pins in it. I just kind of fold over, I eyeball it and fold over and go. Okay, that's just how I do mine. I mean, I'm so used to using a cover stitch so much, I kind of just gauge mines. And again, is uh, and I like line it up to the end of my to the gauge over this side, so that's how I'm gauging it. And but what I do is flip. Well, you see what I'm doing, like flip it back so I can make sure that I'm grabbing just the amount that I want. And then I sew. I start to sew, and when I kind of stay there for a minute, and then I start moving. So that way, it's like it's getting tacking them stitches. Now I sew a little bit, and then I go back, gauge my hand to see where, again, where I want it to stop. Because when I first started doing this, I thought it was because when I folded, it will automatically stay folded at the same spot. And no, I learned real quick that you have to gauge it and hold it yourself. At least for mine. Now, like my cover stitch machine is old. It's old, so they might have new, improved, evolved, okay, cover stitch machines where it may do all that for you. But mine, baby, this is how I have to do mine. And I just gauge it and, just gauge it, keep it going, keep it moving, go back again, make sure I have, and again, you definitely can press it first, fold it out, like you want to make sure it's super even and all of that. I just like, again, eyeball it, do this, and I'm okay with that. Like I really am okay with that because I've been using this cover stitch machine for forever. But when you new starting out, I will definitely recommend either you use your pins or you press it under first so it's already where you want it to be, and then you go and do this. So now that I'm getting closer to the end, I'm going to try to pull it a little bit, and then I let it run off. Because what happens is in doing that, it finishes at the end for me for on its own, and then you see on the back it's great. So and then I'm going to go ahead and press this because we are done with that. You said 1,000 CPX. Is that no? You have a higher grade than me. I have 900 CPX, so I'm sure the 1,000 is probably uh the next one up from mine. So yeah, you probably have a newer edition than I do. So all the more why you should be out here using it, friend. Okay, no excuses, no excuses. And now that you told me that, I'm really gonna be on you, just so you know. Okay, okay. All right, let me plug us back up to make sure we still gonna be good. So now what I'm gonna do is press the I'm gonna press it and see. Even though this on this end, like this is where I started at, so you kind of see it's still all the way at the end, but this is going to get swallowed up in seam allowance. So I'm not normally, if this was still going to be open out, you see these extra threads, I will unpull them out and then I will tie them. And so it'll be like a little knot. I usually try to have the knot to be in the back here, but because this is going to be sewn over with, I'm just going to cut over this off this little extra there because it's not going to make or break anything. And we're going to leave it like that. So now we have the back of the top already finished, and then we can move on. So I am going to press this because I want it to be nice and flat. And I know some people feel like, with knits, you don't need to press them. If you've been rocking and rolling with me for a while, I like to press everything. Everything, everything that can be pressed. I like to press it. So knits, um, everything. So, and then because it gives it a nice flat. Now you see how nice that's like melted in there now from pressing it. So it's nice and flat, and that's what we want. That's what takes something from looking like homemade to like, wait a minute, where can I get that from? Type of vibe. And you'd be like, oh, I made it. Now if I was still sewing for other people, I'd be like, oh, I can make it. But nope. It's like I'm like, no, I made it. Um, and so yeah, and they be like, "Oh, you did for real?" That be the thing. Like the people that don't know that I sew, and you be like, "Yeah." And, all right, so now we are going to do this. Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? Because normally that I don't usually be explaining and doing. I just be sewing, but I wanted to kind of show like I wanted to this live is a little different because I wanted to show like my process of how I got to this hack. Um and it's really kind of like my thought process is generally the same for all of my hacks. Of course the execution is going to be different depending on what I'm making, but like the thought process be the thought process. Like it's generally the same. And I feel like sometimes people are afraid to trying different hacks because just like you don't know where to start. Or it's like, how do I even find a base pattern to be able to go off of? So I always, for me, for hacking, I always find the pattern that has the most of what I need on it already. Like if it's giving a certain type of shape, because we know what shaping is important. If a pattern has already did all that leg work for you, I mean, if you just want to do it from scratch, go ahead. But I'm like, not me. I've never been a person like I am impressed from people, starting blocks, but I have too many patterns for that. Like I just have too many patterns. Hey Felicia, how are you, friend? So I'm like, they did all the legwork for me. Now, of course, they didn't do it all because we already know that these patterns are not created equally. So you definitely got to make sure that you double check, triple check, and make sure the measurements is what they're supposed to be. Because a lot of times for me, they are not. So, but it still gives you the base though of a starting point. Like how I showed y'all in the beginning, what this pattern did gave a starting point on I gotta remember something. Remember what I don't think I did it for this part though. And I didn't. It's just the middle part. Okay. Yeah, it gives us like a starting point. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I already did it. So I'm just was trying to figure out what part I wanted to do next. But it's only just a matter of what I feel like doing next. It's not like something's gonna make a break, or it's like, oh, I should have did this first. Um, so I am going to put a little interface in on a part that I had to split on, but I will do that after I do this part because it doesn't matter if I do it here or there. Um, and I think I'll do the neck before I even do that, so we can have all of that done. Um, I am doing good, doing much better today. So that's always a good thing. Um, but yes, overall, I hope everything is working out. As far as your doctors and all of that, if they figured out, what the what was, because that was like crazy. But I pray all is well with you, my friend. Maybe I do need to eat a protein. I was gonna eat those protein chips, but then if I'm eating the chips, it's like gonna be on my hands. So we don't want to do that. We do not want to do that. Doo-doo. All right, so the one thing I've been running and ripping all day, so I will not. I'm like still a little bit sweaty and musty, so I will not be putting this on to mess up my top. But I will definitely for sure take the pictures so you can see it when your girl is fresh and clean. But I didn't have the time like I wanted to, so I could be able to show you the whole full effect. But the day I had a few hiccups in the day. Um, that kind of prevented me from doing quite a few things I would have liked to do. So I just had to keep it moving. And yeah, so here we are. But this honestly, this machine though, I really like it. It's really kind of nice and smooth to be, since I have to use it. But it really, I kind of like it. It's a nice little smooth situation. I really do. You know how you so used to your, like your main machine that I had to remember because I'm so used to trying to push a button. There's nothing, no buttons you can push on this machine. Okay, you just got to turn the wheel. Okay, turn it to the left or to the right, but there is no buttons to push outside of the little reverse button. So just getting them little adjustments. Oh, this doesn't. Yeah, well, that does go there. That is the thing. Um, where is? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. All right, y'all, let's go. See my other machine. It'll put the foot up for me. I gotta make sure the needle is always up. And my other one, it be up already. I feel like I did 3A. Yeah, I'm trying to gauge this job so I can see where we at. All right, on the sides. Exactly, friend. And I wasn't even going to get one, but I was like, you know what? For the events, the sewing events and stuff, I was like, I definitely can't take my machine. It's too heavy. I need something like lightweight. And then when I came across this and it being blue, I said, oh no. And I like Janome too. So I said, oh, this is a must. This is definitely, and I'm glad because now that I really need it because my other machine was acting a fool today. And I thought it was just, for a little bit, but no, it just constantly kept doing it. Um, and so I realized, like, okay, it's time to put it up because it was like really holding me up and testing my patience. And I'm like, there's no need to, you just got to get adjusted to this machine. Um, and I can get the job done. And so far, it's been doing really well. So we're in a good place. But I do feel like now I need another machine, like a regular one, like my other one, just to have because I this one really was like the travel. Like I'm just like that. I'm like, if this for travel, like I want to keep it for travel. And then I'll have this one for this and that. But trust and believe me, I am grateful that I had something. That would have been a disaster. Y'all, you know I've been up since 5 o'clock and I started working on Angel's dress. Her prom is next Saturday, by the way. And we are still. It's going to get done though. It is going to get done. But woo, child. Mm-mm-mm. It's like I had so much time, and I knew like the time would be coming up, and then I don't know. It just seemed like I'm about to say it's the 3 o'clock. It just seemed like the time just. I don't know. Somebody swallowed it up. And we go from like, oh, it's 2 months away to 2 weeks away. Hey, Brooke. Oh, okay, no problem, D. Thank you. Enjoy your meal. Um, okay. So now we have, as you can kind of see, the shirt is like, we kind of have it now. It's already formed, right? Oh, we got it formed. The back is already finished. Um, I'm going to put the neckband on first, and then I'm going to secure the opening. Then we'll work on this part here, um, and then cover stitch the back. I mean, not the back, the armhole, other stuff. So again, we already have the notches and stuff here that's already forwarded. I'm going to line it up with the back of the shirt. See that? See that? I'm going to line those up because, like I said, that part was already laid out for us. So I'm going to go ahead and line that up. And since it's folded over, it's automatically going to put it, right size together. Um, what I do is literally I don't know what this is called. Like, what's the proper terminology? Because y'all know I don't be going by those. But when I have stuff like this, I normally just go like this to see like where the middle is going to be, like all that good stuff. That's how I gauge that. And then they do have markings, but I don't have the markings on there because I just told you that's what I be doing. Um, and then, but I always still make sure, like as I'm going around, and make sure it makes sense and it's lining up like how it should be. Because when you pull it out, it should just kind of like wrap around that opening. And if it's doing that, then it's it's right. Like it's cool. That's my kind of like philosophy for it. Great things and so on is like you have like the book stuff like, oh, but certain things I feel like you don't necessarily have to. For beginners, just follow all the rules, follow all the steps, do all the things. But when you're more advanced, experienced, whatever your title, like how you like to call it, you kind of can like play around and do your own stuff. And that's what I be doing because I can. Right? So I'm going to pin that, pin that around here. Do um, that's what I'm gonna keep doing. Is just pinning them around. Now again, if it feels like it's going against the grain and it's not, doesn't seem like it's going to be laying properly. It may be off center, but they do have markings, and I think the markings that line up to the shoulders and all of that. Um, but honestly, back in the day, I used to forget to put that like on the outside, so I wouldn't notice. I would. I'm like, well, where's the markings at? Because a lot of times you putting the markings on the wrong side. But like to be able to see that, you would need the marking to be on the outside, so you'll know. But like I said, for the neckband, it wraps around the neck part, so it kind of tells you, if you're like if you're doing it right. NT way. Now for this neckband, I am going to do the full 5/8 of an inch because I don't really need a lot. Um, I don't need a thick neckband for this. And it be too damn hot, child. Don't nobody want all that. So again, I have it all pinned around, but this one little part that I kind of feel like I needed to, because it was giving more of a bubble and not laying how I wanted to do. So I just adjusted that, and now we're gonna go ahead and sew it. So, and again, sometimes you might get them little nicks, little puckers in there. You may have to take a lot. Hopefully, we do not have that issue. So, just take my time and go around it. Um, what else? It was something else. Oh, and then of course I'm going to start at the back seam because who will want or you could start at like the side, but because it's only this one seam, I like to always start at the where the seam is. So and kind of pull it as we go. But y'all know this. But I guess I'm just saying it for maybe somebody that watched the replay and kind of want to get into this, even though there's a lot being said here. But you know, it's definitely doable. And you can do it if you want. So I'm gonna kind of take my time a little bit, um, and kind of just like pull as I sew. I don't think you still not gonna be able to see it no way. So I'll show you when I'm done. The material I'm using is Ponte knit. It just has this like little sheen overlay over top of it, which is really cute. But it's just a Ponte knit with like some little overlay, some little sheen type overlay, which is really cute because it kind of reminds me of like faux leather ish. Not exactly, but you know what I mean. You get what I'm saying. Because I want to say more so. I should have said more of that vibe. Actually, this will be a really cute top like that with some stretched uh, faux leather type situation. I don't know how comfortable it will be if you're a person that's like sweats like I do, but just the look of it, I think will be cute. So, just my thoughts, my 2 little cents. I will wind up. Will I feel something there? Something doing a little spin. I don't know what that was. I'm gonna cut. I am gonna cut some of this seam allowance out, and I did do a understitch or a top. I think it was understitch. Y'all know what I mean, like underneath it, top stitch. I can't think. Like to keep it down. But I want to get the bulk of the sewing done first. All right. Let's see how we did. I'm gonna get my hair done tomorrow. Praise God. You can faux leather from the phone. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so doesn't it give it like a faux leather? That's why I liked it. But nope, it's just a ponte knit that has like this little sheen to it. And it did really well in the wash, but I don't know. I see one little that I got nicked at. Gosh darn it. Uh, it's the back. Hold on, I'm just trying to look around and see. Do I have? Is it in the back? So you can still kind of see it. Kind of see. So it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. There. I had like, oh, there go my little nick somewhere over here. You see that little right there. But overall, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. 99 out of 100. Okay, we can go for that. We had that one. I'm trying to really debate. Is giving more like, oh no, hold on. I was about to say, sometimes you could do a finger press. It's not always like nicked and bunched up, and it's not there. It's not there anymore. So we get 100. 100. Okay, so I'm gonna top stitch. I do want to cut some of this seam allowance out. Cut some of the seam allowance out first, and then I am going to top stitch that like all the way around because to keep that down. I also too want to press. I am going to press that neck to flatten it out because y'all see what it's looking like now, right? So yeah, we want to press that and smooth that right on out. I think I'm gonna get my ham to do that, but we're gonna go ahead and move on to now to work on because ultimately what's going to be left is uh finishing these so cover stitching. For I'm about to press this back right now because that's going to also be cover stitched to close that up. All this needs to be cover stitched. And we're gonna be just about done. So I'm just going to press this back for our opening. And y'all, are y'all going to be made? I know this is the pattern of the month for June, and Dee was so gracious enough to make a pattern for people that wanted to be able to, like to be able to make it. I was like, it's just so crazy because I was like, wow, I had already, like, I had already planned on making this, um, and then, but like, like I said, the cool thing about even in community is like we all, gifted in different areas to be able to do different things, and so I don't like pattern making is not my strong suit. But like, you know what I mean? Like in my head, I was like, I could say do this or do that. But hacking is just like it's my jam. So I like to hack away. Uh, now that's my thing. And I did a light little touching when it came to the pattern, but again, I was really giving y'all like my intellectual property, like how you can get to doing these certain things. But you know, I think that's the one thing in community that it's so many different avenues and so many different ways, and you just kind of figure out what part is your jam. Because this year I really wanted to also get more into like perfecting my craft. Like a lot of times I like the quick souls because I do feel like you could be stylish, fashionable, and not taking forever to have something made. But I also do have some things that it's like I want to make that will require more time. So allowing myself for that, because when you get into different, like, I want to get more into like pattern matching and all of that kind of stuff. So pattern magic, that was when I actually have a certificate in that, because I went to a whole 5-month program. And I think I told y'all about this before. Back then they didn't have it in English, so they had it in Japanese. I don't know what the either Chinese, Japanese, or whatever it is. So I just had to look at the pictures and learn how to do it from there. But because I'm a visual person, it was perfect for me. But yeah, it wasn't in English, but I passed. So thank you, friend. All right. So now what I'm going to do is now I'm going to fuse this, so it'll stabilize my opening. And then we're gonna go ahead and rock and roll. Then we're gonna be like pretty much done. I do need to stitch. I ain't gonna lie. I need to stitch up the what are they? The straps, y'all. Look, my brain. It's like, ooh, I'm winding down. I've been up, like being up since 5. I'm winding down, child, winding down. But I mean, y'all do know that I'm gonna do it because I just showed y'all the other what I did. So my thing is, I always like to, well, which I've been doing good. All of my projects, I have been finishing them before the next week is in. So, because I'm going to be sewing them straps really slow. Excuse like the back of my head. I'm going to be sewing them straps really slow, and I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm very like my eyes feel like halfway crossed because I done been up, and I still have some more stuff I need to do with Angel's dress. But what I am going to wind up doing tonight. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to. I can do a portion of the cover stitch. I can do the armhole, so y'all can kind of see the importance of using your cover stitch. So at least I can leave y'all with that part of it, and then because I actually, how I do mine is I flip my straps into my closing, because since I'm using my cover stitch machine. Now I'm not sure like the shirt that I saw on it. Like, I don't know how they did there. I was trying to look at the girl when I saw her on Saturday when she was out, but I ain't want to be staring her down. But it didn't matter anyway. I just be curious of how how they did it. But it's not like I'm a buy a shirt, look at it. It's not that important. I'm fine the way how I do it. But I really couldn't tell from her shirt, like, if they use like a bonding or if they just did cover stitch. I couldn't tell from just looking at her shirt without me like staring hard at her, because that would have been like wow. But how they finished theirs, so I was like, well, it doesn't matter because I like the way how I do mine. So there's that. Oh my good. I know that ain't my friend right there. Look, y'all. Can y'all I know that is not my friend who always forgets that I be on Tuesday. And she remembered. I feel so special. Friend, I'm about to be done because I gotta work on this or angel dress. I still gotta do the basting. I'm doing that basting tonight. If I don't do nothing else, that basting is going to get done. So um but this top right here is definitely, so I'm gonna get my hams. I kind of use them for whatever I feel as though it works best for. Um, I'm definitely a person that I kind of use them. I don't need, so I'm gonna go ahead and press the neck part. But I'm gonna see. Of course, this whole thing. I'm not gonna put this whole thing in there because that's just too thick. But it can. I can use it. I just want to lightly because I don't want my neckband to be crispy. I just need to take some of that thickness out so it doesn't look. And again, I'm still going to top stitch it, but I wanted to take some of the thickness, um, out so we can lay flat. And then we're still going to do that top stitching. But I got to test out this machine because it's not going to be messing. Like, as you can see, this fabric shows everything. So if the top stitch is not right, it's going to tell on me real fast. So what I'm not going to do is sit here and do that with y'all because I'm gonna do it super super slow. But I'm gonna do it at another time because that's not. I have other pressing things to do. But and I don't want to try to rush it for the sake of showing y'all. But I did it with my other top, and y'all see how that came out. But this one, by it being a solid color, with prints, you could sometimes, if you make a little boo boo, like you can kind of get away with it, because it's blended in with the print. But when it's all solid and it got this little sheen to it too, child, it's gonna be written all over your stitch. You don't have to say a word. And it's not gonna be playing me like that. So yeah. What are we gonna do? So again, like I said, I'm just lightly, because when I put it on and then it lays against my neck, it'll be nice and flat and not all puffed up. Uh yeah. But uh what I say I still have to do? Oh, still have to do the top stitching on here. So hold on. But I'm not gonna do that while we on here. Because I'm gonna be going super, super slow. And y'all need to see all that. All right, so now that I have that part of it, so this is like, again, I still gotta cut all that seam allowance out, but so you can kind of see how nice that looks like that, how flat. It's much flatter now. Y'all saw how it was before, so it don't need to be all puffy. It's not crunchy, nothing like that. When I put it on, it's going to lay, especially once I do my top stitching, so it'll be able to hug right on around my neck like it needs to. Yes, it is cobalt blue. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank everything. We're blue. We're blued out today. Everything's blue, and I love it. That's probably why I have great energy right now. So now, now that we have all of that, so this is all ready to go. All this is ready to be top stitched. But let me think real fast, since I'm not going to be finishing it. Okay. So what we'll do tonight, I had to think about how I did it. Oh, let me press because now y'all see the difference. Now look at this. See, not pressed, okay, and then pressed. You see the difference from being something being not pressed and then to being pressed. That's why I always like, girl, press them knits, because it makes a difference. So what we're gonna do after I press out the shoulder seams, we're gonna finish off this with my cover stitch machine, and then we will cover stitch this part only because um I need to sew down the strap so I can add to the bottom to finish it off like I did for the other one. So I'm not going to be able to do that part of it until I attach my straps. So what we're going to do now is just press the shoulders, and then we'll do the cover stitch, and then I will show y'all how it's looking so far, and I'll come back when it's all said and done and show the final view. But I'll actually have it on. The dress form, to me, it's nice to show stuff on a dress form because the dress form already has a certain type. We're going to just say a certain type of shape. And normally, a lot of times, when you have that certain type of shape, mostly everything looks good on there. But I want to tell you, it looks good on the dress form, and it looks gooder. But it looks good on too. So I want to make sure that I show y'all both views, so that way if you want to try to do a little color blocking, because it don't have to do print, like you could do like all black with blue, you know what I mean, like a color block blue, or any color or blue or any color. But you know what I mean, just in case you want to play around with it, I hope it kind of gets your wheels turning to be like, you know what, I want to try that. So let me go ahead and do let me go ahead and press the shoulder out, and then we will and I'm gonna press the side too, because why not? Press that right on out, the shoulder seams and the side seams, and then we're gonna cover stitch. Brooke, I feel like I got this fabric from Gaffney's, like a long time ago. Because remember, I'm still using fabric that's in my stash, so I really want to say I got this from. Don't quote me on that, but I feel like that's where I got it from, Gaffney's. Um, some time ago. And I don't know why I just didn't buy it all. Or maybe I did buy what they had. Who knows? I don't know. But usually when I see something that I like, I generally go buy it all. All right, so now I'm just putting my hand in so I can get to this shoulder. Press it out. And yeah. I was pissed when I used it for that other for that other project that I thought was going to be so bomb, and it looked so horrible. Oh my gosh. It made me look like I was like 5 months pregnant. Oh, it was horrible. Oh, I should have kept that fabric to try to see if I could repurpose it into something else. But ooh. But I said, oh, this go round, I'm gonna make sure I pick a project that I can, so I don't waste the rest of this fabric. Cause that one hurt me. That one hurt me bad. Also, to know I have coming on the way is Aisha's curated vault, and that's going to be like different things. Like I have shoes, I have like garments that I made for styling purposes, for different things, also for different stages in my life that I have outgrown. And so now it's time to pass the torch. So definitely look forward to that. It's kind of almost like a, you know what I mean, shop my closet type thing, but I'm just calling it the curated vault because all those pieces are very meaningful, to me, and I'm sure it'll be meaningful for the next person go around, or it could just something that you just absolutely like and just have to have in your closet. So that is going to be coming very, very soon because I need to make room for the new. And I have a lot of different pieces that I am not going to wear. My signature tunics that I've made, I have so many of them. It's like, yeah, I have so many of them. So it's like it's time to get. I don't want to say get. I just want to say it's time for them to have a new home. So that is also going to be coming down the pike. Let me come move back over here. Um, and bend down. And all right. So the last part that we're gonna do tonight, what time is it? Oh, look at us making good time. Even still within the 2 hour mark. Go me. Okay. Go me. So cover stitch. Again, we already set up because we was over here earlier. So what we're going to do is do the armhole, both armholes, and the V down the front. And I will finish off everything else and show you guys later. So this is what we're kind of looking like. Very, very cute. Cute, cute, cute. Cute, cute, cute. All right, now, again, so the armhole, what I like to do is I turn over. I already have, it's like embedded in my head, like where, how much I need to turn over. I'm starting at the armhole, the underarm seam because that's where you should start at. Now the armholes be a little tricky because as you're going around the armhole, you have to constantly keep adjusting more often than you would regularly, because it can get caught and give you this funky little turn. And again, I don't always get it like perfect, and somebody might like press it around. I tried that before and my armhole was like, my armhole was crunchy. So I didn't, I don't particularly like to do that. This is my way of doing it. It's definitely, most of the time I do very well with it, but you do have to take your time in doing it because it will thing. And remember, I pull it a little bit and then I keep adjusting as I go. Sometimes too, if it's not acting right, you can pull your foot up and adjust it manually before you keep going. Because again, if not, I meant to say that too. Make sure you have your needles down when you're doing that. See, like right now, I have to do it because if not, like if y'all would have saw what was up under my I wish I had like a camera so you could see up under here. It grabbed so much fabric, and you'd be like, no. You don't need all of that. So I just adjust it and it keep going. And then again, there may be other way. Look, it looks like it's the one thing I was telling you about with the twisting. It looked like it already started doing that back down there. So of course it would play in my face for today, but it's okay. I'll fit. Why some things you can press, some things not now. Or you could also put some interfacing in this part too. I don't for this. I don't really. Because of the pontiac, I don't normally have a problem with it. But this fabric also shine. It's a little bit different, so maybe just maybe. But it's a good example that I can show you though, because I'm gonna have to take that little part out if But I can show you like this is what I was talking about where I say it can get twisted. But yeah, this be what I be doing. And again, I don't like to press it ahead of time because I've done it before and it be all crispy and crunchy, and that's not how I want it to be. Now for my armholes, I do not press these because when I put my arm in there, or whatever, like it flattens itself out. Like I don't. But even though this is going to be on the cap sleeve, so I'm not going to be able to do that. Where it say? Oh, hold on. Oh, okay. I thought it was something else. I missed the comment. But yeah, so I don't. Yeah, it do be crunchy. Friend, it do be crunchy. I know things should be crispy, but that is not what we want to be crispy. Like I've tried it before, and it had my thing was all like troop, and I'm like, nope. Trying to think. I'm gonna show y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna show you where it did, how it twisted. So it would. I guess this was supposed to be a demonstration night, because I will show y'all like how it twisted on me. Yeah, I generally don't. I mean, it happens every now and then. I'm not gonna say like it never happens to me, but it definitely did. But when I was turning, remember I was like I told you the last minute, like you gotta adjust it, or sometimes lift the presser foot up. Um, and I didn't lift it up before I started to go around the curve. So because I didn't lift it up first and readjust it before going around, it twisted it. So that's just really what happened. I kind of told y'all after the fact and basically spoke it right into existence. Like, yep, and that's exactly what she's getting ready to do. So again, I did my little fake back stitch to tack all of my things in. What I normally do is just because when I do that little back and forth at the seam, I'm getting ready to show you, and then I'm gonna cut all the seams off of it. It can y'all see that? You see how it tightens it? You can see it's thicker right there. That's because that's my little back stitch, and then I just cut all the excess off, so I don't have no threads and stuff hanging all out of there. So I get very close to it and just cut them off. And so let me show y'all where I was talking about. You see, oh, it ain't even that bad. Come on, girl. But it's twisted. But see, I was able to press like go like sometimes you could do this. If you do that and it's still giving you like the little curl. Y'all, what is those things called? Y'all know the little twisted corn chip type situation. If it's still doing that, babe, you got to take it out. You got to take it out. You got to take it out. But like sometimes it's not as bad, or you can give it like a little press. It's right there up under my arm. I still may wind up. So this one is just this is fine. This part is just fine. This is where the turn is. It's right there, but you see kind of has like a little, and it's just a little. That's not even real nothing to get. I thought it was worse than that. That's not nothing to get real crazy about. But because of the fact that I want this to be, I'm going to now. You see how I'm looking at it now. I'm going to take this part out and redo that. Now the only thing. Well, hold on. Pause. I'm going to slightly. Let me look on there. Because the one thing also too with cover stitching is depending on where you have to go, you may need to take like the whole thing out because the breakage of the stitching. So you kind of really gauge. So what I'm gonna do late, not right now. I'm just gonna kind of see how I'm pressing on the inside and kind of see if it does that, then I'm gonna be good. But I may not because again, this type of fabric, um, it's a couple of things that I can do. So when it's all said and done, I'll let you know what I wind up doing. But yes, that more than likely is I'm probably gonna wind up taking it out though because it's not gonna be messing up my shirt. When I say it look like that with the cheese curl, that's the problem. It twisted, so I'm gonna wind up taking that out. Um, I mean, I can press that and do that, but it. You could actually see that it's twisted. So it did twist slightly, but because this fabric, I told you, it tells everything. Yeah, so I'm going to fix that because I did say, this year getting when I'm doing my projects, getting better, getting more into doing things the right way. I know sometimes it's a pain in the butt to take something out and do it over, but it is well worth it to me when I moved and had to move all of this stuff, I'm like, girl, you need to, like, if the process I went through, just lugging all of this stuff, yes, it's definitely worth giving some more attention to. Um, so part of what I did, I forgot also when you're going around the curve, which this is what made the why I wind up having the little swirly cue in there is because for this part, remember how I told you I normally just take this much around and go around. But when you're working around a curve, I generally take a little bit more to give the ease for this part. And I did not do that. So when I'm turning, it kind of takes away because it pulls it up. And so when it was pulling up, that's and not me being able to adjust the foot because all of that works together. That's where the twist came into play at. So that's why when I looked at the other side, I said, okay, I know exactly what I did. But sometimes, talking stuff through and doing, and I do this so many times, you still forget. You still, sometimes like, darn it, I forgot to do this. And so, we human, it happens. So now we're going to try the other side and I'm going to do the opposite of what I did on the first one. And child, this one better be right because I was like, oh, if I gotta take both of these out, y'all, I'm not doing this on live again. It's like I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Hey, Sing. Hey, friend. So, but nah, these things happen. But let's see how this side goes. Again, doing my little back stitching. And as you can see, because we're getting ready to go up a curve, that I needed to adjust because when I'm doing this, I do a few stitches at a time. Stop, make sure my needle is down in my fabric, and got to take it up and adjust each time. Take a few little steps, go adjust. Few little steps, go adjust. I know sometimes it may seem like it is a lot, but it saves you in the long run. So let's just go ahead better to do it. And also too, if it's not grabbing enough, if it's catching it at the very end, that'll also make it twist too. So you got to make sure that you have enough. I did this with trial and error. I don't know if they had a video or anything when I got mine of like how to do it. So I kind of figured out my own little tricks and trades of what to do. I'm sure they probably got a lot of videos now about how to do different stuff. But when I did, so it's probably about time for me too to kind of like, look at some videos and kind of see what people are, what other kind of stuff is happening now. Because what I will do is go through my old trusted ways of doing stuff, and I am finding out that I've been taking myself through the ringer with certain things because it's just like this is what I always did. But I'm always open to learning, new stuff and new ways that's gonna make things easier for your girl because I'm already a thinker, so I think I just be overthinking a lot of different. I mean, I'll get the job done, but I feel like I'm working my brain more than I need to. And yeah, the girl I'll be over here having a time. Okay, so I probably just need to do some refresher jimmy joints to get like acclimated to see like what's new. Yeah. Wait. That's not. We almost at the end, but let's not. So y'all see how I constantly keep checking and see move stuff out the way. Because if not, it will twist up. It'll be twisting and shouting. So we don't want to do my little back stitcheroo. Let's see here. My loctician, boy, oh my gosh. So, and then we can see like on this one, much better, much better. Let me get, let's see, what time is our appointment? Like, you supposed to know what time the appointment is, sir. No, supposed to know. What time is the appointment? Uh, Here we go. God darn it. It kind of turned on there. Okay, so it did turn on this side. So you see this part right here? Why it did that? I want you to see the back. Do you see it caught my regular fabric as well as the edge of that? When it does that, it's going to create a buckle and it's going to pull. What you want it to look like is like this. You see that? And then you'll get it flat like that. So here we go. Even, and y'all know how I love cover stitch, and you, like I said, sometimes it can just go wrong, but it is okay. I could take those and it's right there, right underneath the underarm, but I am going to take it out and do that part over. But what we will do now is, now we're going to, this is the opening in the front, so we're going to go ahead and cover stitch that, and then we're going to be done for it tonight, and I'll finish it off and show y'all everything. But you see how definitely, oh my God, that is horrible. I'm definitely, I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to fix that. So yeah, there we go. There goes my blooper for the night. Oh, my favorite thing to do, and it mess up, but hey, it happens. But I'm gonna take a before and after picture of it too, so you see, so you can see like when this happens. Don't say, "Oh, that's just because it's around the curve and it's okay. It's supposed to be like that." No, it's supposed to be flat all the way around. So, yes, if that happens to you, take it out because it's not right. It's not supposed to be like that. It's still supposed to go nicely around the curve. And I'm gonna try to see if I don't have to take the whole thing out because it's literally just around that part of the underarm. All the rest of it is good. But if it's not, if it's looking to like if it's looking like it's pieced together, then I'm gonna have to redo the whole thing. When I get up here to the top, I like this. No, what did I do the last time? I'm trying to think what I did. Okay, let's see. On my other one, so what I did was pick it up. So when I got to the top, I picked it up, pivot to turn it so it can go like across the top. Okay, again, I'm picking. Well, you're not going to be able to. Oh, maybe you can see that part. Pick it up, picking it up again, pivoting, turning. So now I can come down the other side. Okay, so I want it to be one continuous stitch, and not again, not working up. So I'm going to show you when I'm done. I'll show you it when I'm done. Thank you. So you can see what I did. Because I think it just looks more. I just prefer it like wait. Now you can't really see it on a print because it's print, so you can't see. That's what I did. But that's what I did. You know that underarm. All the arms just played in my face. Again, now this one I'm just running off. I'll show you when because it's going to get caught up in my skin, and I pulled it a little bit too much, so it's buckling. You see that little buckle right there? This little lump. The lump is because I think Toya, that's what you was talking about because I pulled it like too fast before it, so it created that. But all I would do, because again, this is going to get caught up in my seam allowance, so you're not even going to be able to see that anyway. But we won't be doing that part yet because I need to do my straps. So again, on this side, see it's like flat down and it goes all the way down there to the bottom. Okay. But when it starts off, sometimes it doesn't catch it all the way. And what I would do is normally if I had something like this part, I would start it coming from the other end to get all this in. But that's going to also get caught up in the seam allowance. So that's why I'm not worried about that part. Now for the front, so I can show you what I did here. And then I will also press it. Do you see how I squared it off in the front here? And I'm gonna press it so it could be flat. But do y'all see like how I just, so again it looks nice, neat, professional. It don't so I will press that and it'll kind of like melt into there like the other ones did, and then that's it. Like, well, that's gonna be it for tonight because I can't do the next step without uh for the straps, because the straps will have to be added into the but I am going to press this real fast so y'all can see that part of it. And then if you have any questions, and definitely let me know if y'all even kind of like these kind of styles and to do more of it and kind of talk. I wasn't sure exactly how well I was going to do with trying to talk and show you the process, but it seemed to go really smoothly. I hope y'all understood everything that I was saying. Definitely let me know, because I mean, I don't know, in my head, like I feel like I'm explaining it well, but I'm also used to me talking to myself. So but if it's, that's definitely something that y'all want to try to get into, or just taking patterns that you already have and like hacking them into something else. So you know I do that. I do that a lot, but I have so many patterns that I need to do that because I don't care. Like a lot of patterns, you know, back in the day, they was like $1 and stuff now, but especially now that patterns are a little bit more expensive, you know, you kind of want to get your money's worth and utilize them. It's like if you don't know what you could do with it, you probably could turn it into a hack. I'm just saying, you might be able to hack it into something. So, just saying. I'm just saying. But are you willing to try? That's my question. That is the question. Are you really ready to try? So, y'all see that? And y'all see the opening, like the square in the front, and see how nice that looks. And so yeah, even though my sleeve played me, oh, I just want to take it out right now. But I'm probably even going to take it out right now because I don't even want that little twist offline though. But I don't even want that twist to get all comfortable in there like that. Played in my face. But I'm not going to finish it. I want to so bad, but I'm not going to finish it because I do need to switch back over and to get into Angel's stuff. So anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, or anything before I go? I'm tired, y'all, so I'm like real silly right now. Ooh, this is gonna be a very interesting night because I'm still gonna be up. But yeah. So would y'all at least tell me, would y'all try this? Like would y'all try, I'm talking about not this pattern. I know y'all gonna be doing the pattern, doing this style, I want to say of shirt, but like more into hacking now. Do I have any hackers in the building? Do I have any hackers in the building? Also, if you have any questions before I roll out, because your girl is about to go. Dory, hey, friend, was you in here? I missed you. I sure did. There you go. I sure missed you. And you came in a while back. I'm so sorry, friend. Um, but yes. No, nobody has any questions. No, anything. Yeah. Are y'all going to try hack? Is anybody? We have any hackers in the building? Is any hackers in the house tonight? Dory, you said yes, or you saying yes as being a hacker? Oh, Felicia, yes, you be hacker. Okay. You said you just got off the road. Oh, you missed the beginning. Oh, friend. Oh, I could have so okay. So what I could have done too, but I could have actually did this side as well and cover stitch that, and then this would have been a bottom, but I didn't stop it down. I totally forgot all about the other side. So what I would do is press this under, and then I will cover stitch this as well, and then I will flip, add my strap in there, and then close off the bottom, and then it will be done. So I wasn't thinking about that, but so just so you know, the other side, because that still has to be finished off. So I will cover stitch that once. So I want to show you something. So this is the other side that I still have to fold over the seam allowance. When I do my cover stitch to close this all in from here, I will start it. I will start it up here. So that way this will automatically tack that in and then just come straight on down. So I don't have to worry about this from the back part. That seam will already be enclosed into there. So that part will take care of all of that. And yeah, it did it. It's a wrap. So um I'm probably gonna press that too, just to have that nice and pressed already ready to go when I'm able to come back to this. So it'll be good to go. It's already gonna be like pretty much trained, if you will. And then before I switch everything back over and put it in this red to work on Angel's dress, I'm gonna just take this part out so that it's not still sitting in there like that. Um, because that is so disrespectful. Ooh, that's disrespectful. Mm. But anyway, you talking about you need that fabric too? Fred, I don't have no more. If I had, well, not probably not the blue. I'm not gonna lie. I probably wouldn't send you the blue. If I had another color, I did. Oh, I did have. Well, it doesn't matter because I don't have no more. But I did have it in like pink, a fuchsia. Before you would have enjoyed. Maybe y'all remember I made an outfit like that. It was similar to this, but it had like a little uh a real light pattern to it, but it was similar to this. You would have really liked that, but I don't think I have any more of that. I would have definitely sent you that one, but not my blue. So, um, I still love you though. But anyway, friends, all right. So nobody had anything else. Thank y'all for rocking with me tonight. It looks like I'm not going to be live next week because I have to finish Angels. I have to get her dress done, and I'm on a time restraint since I will be leaving on Thursday. So I do want to say before I do get off of here that I really appreciate each and every one of you, for one, for support. Like, support doesn't always mean that you are patronizing my business, but showing up, being here, talking to me, like sometimes trying to hold a conversation and still like hold the live all together. It is a lot and it could be draining too at times. So thank y'all for coming back each and every week and engaging with me with this. I really do appreciate it because child, we be needing the support too. And for everybody, definitely for supporting my business because my business helps, put food on our table. So I do appreciate everyone, especially for the movement. Whether you have actually signed up for the Move Her Challenge or you're just in the background still moving. It's all about movement. I want everybody to be active and moving and living as long as we possibly can. So just taking the information and let me know that it does encourage you and inspire you. I do appreciate that because it lets me know that, for one, I'm just not out here just saying stuff and ain't nobody picking up what I'm putting down. And for two, that you entrusted me enough to really listen to what I'm saying and actually try different things out. So I definitely do appreciate that. It was so much more I wanted to say tonight, but child, my brain, I would say it at another date, but just know that I really do appreciate you all. Because your girl be needing encouragement. Like, I have a lot going on, a lot on my plate, but I am determined to win and I'm not giving up. And so, yeah, I just have now, the next step is now I have to go back into doing on the other stuff. But I really do, like I said, I really do appreciate y'all. I thank you for the support. Thank you for the shares, the likes, comments, everything, because it helps. And it encourages me as well. Because I have my moments too where I kind of feel like I'm throwing everything away and I'm shutting down social media and I'm not coming back. Okay. Have those moments more often than more often than I like to admit, but I still wind up some way, somehow, like coming back. But it's a part of life and it's a part of the journey. And I'm grateful that you guys are even being, rather if you've known it or not, y'all have been getting a front row seat to my evolution, just evolving and shifting and learning and growing and all of those different things, which is something I generally would keep to myself always and forever. But I've been doing it slightly better, not quite probably exactly where all need to be, but slightly better in sharing because I know I'm not gonna say everybody, but I know a lot of people that are here with me. Y'all really do rock and roll with me, and and in real time and in real life. And so, child, I'm not even gonna get to. Yeah, I'm about to go. Because I'm like I feel like I'm about to go. But I just say thank you. Keep us in prayer. We leave on Thursday morning to travel up to Shippensburg. Ugh. And it's gonna be cold and it's supposed to be rainy, child. Oh gosh. But nonetheless, okay, I'll get in track my mode probably tomorrow night sometime, or I don't know. You know what I mean? Because I flip over. When track my mode call, it's like true. But right now I'm in so is designers, style curator, like I'm there. So we we're gonna be working with that. Um but yeah, I just say all that to say that I really do appreciate y'all because it's a lot and it takes a village. And y'all, believe it or not, if you know it or not, y'all are my village, honey. Y'all are my village. And yeah, I appreciate y'all and love y'all. I really do. And I don't even like to even say love, but I really do have love for y'all. Because it's you don't you can't take, you can always, pay or patronize somebody's business, but your time you can't get back. And y'all know I don't like people wasting my life minutes. I don't like people wasting my life minutes, okay? But apparently it's very clear that I'm not wasting y'all's because y'all be here for me every week. So thank you. Okay. I won't leave it there because your girl, I need to trying to eat a little bit of something and then um I got to get back to sewing. So I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I won't see y'all next week. And I probably won't see y'all the following week because that's like her. I don't know. But I know next week I won't be here. I'm not quite sure. I'm trying to figure it all out. I really wanted to go through everything. Like I was gonna be on my lives and do all this stuff. I can't, y'all. I can't. When I say I have a lot on my plate, I really do. And so I need the energy to be able to do that. But I will be trying to share still stuff through the story. Make sure y'all show some love. Okay, this is the last thing I'm saying, and I gotta go because I posted it before we got here. Angel, she is not her 400 running a 400 is not her thing. My girl showed up and showed out. I did my best with the video because I wasn't using my phone. I told you I ran out of storage, but I did the best I could with what I had. And I do show her that, and she smiled. Angel's not a person of a lot of words, and so it encourages her too. I don't play about my kids, so I really do appreciate the love and stuff y'all shown for her with all the transitions and how they do our kids in these sports and everything else. So I'm always going to shine a light, especially on my baby. But since she's in a relay, all the kids, those girls came a long way, and Angel came a very, very long way, and I'm so proud of her. And I'm always going to show up for my baby. So um, yeah, y'all. So again, for the last time, for real, in real life, I'm going now. But I really just needed to say thank you, and I appreciate you all. And I will see y'all around. I'll see y'all around when I get around because I don't know. All right. So have a good night. Thank y'all, and I will talk to y'all. I'm sure I'll see y'all around. Okay. But remember, keep it bold, keep it cute, and always keep it you. All right. Till next time. Night night.